just want you to find a comfortable seat. So maybe definitely with a tall spine, maybe cross your legs, or you can come into hero pose with your feet tucked underneath. And maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze. And just kind of arrive in this moment. You can always bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your chest, and just kind of arrive, settle into your breath and to the beat of your heart. I love seeing everyone kind of pop in these moments. So even though you're taking this practice from the comfort of your own home, remember that there are your teammates, your classmates that are going through this with you. I don't know about you, but I've been spending a lot of time on thinking about things I can't control. And I'm sure that I'm not alone in that. But take a moment to think about what you can control. That you can be in control in the days and the weeks, and I'm sure you already have been, of the food that you put in your body, the movements that you take, the exercise that you do, all of the little moments throughout the day that you do have a choice in. And remember that in those choices, you also have a choice to reach out. Even though we can't be physically present with one another, we can't be at practice like we would like to be, you can still be there for one another. I know your coaches and I have seen beautiful instances over the years of you all being there for one another. And we all understand that it doesn't necessarily have to be physically side by side with one another. That's something that nothing going on in this world will be able to take away. So we're gonna start in child's pose. So have you come to your mat. Again, face your mat. I'm gonna have it sideways so that you can see me, but face your mat towards the camera. And so you're gonna sit your hips back, knees are spread to the sides of the mat, and come on down. Spread your hands forward of the mat. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Maybe give yourself forehead massage. Move your forehead side to side. Spread your hands long down your mat and sit your hips back. Tune into your breath here. Deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Continue that breath. Maybe gaze is open. Maybe your eyes are shut, but follow your own breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Let this be your guide. On your next inhale, reaching your fingers forward, now draw them to the right side of your mat. Beautiful. Feel the opening in your left side body. Awakening the spine. Inhale for length and exhale, maybe settle a little bit deeper on that right side. Awesome. Inhale back through center. And exhale, take it to the left. Hands can come one on top of the other as you engage and open that right side body. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, maybe you draw your hands a little bit more over to the left side. Beautiful. Inhale, hands back through center, coming up to tabletop. So we're here, take any movements that feel good. Can move the hips side to side, spread the palms wide, engage the full palm on your mat, tops of your feet, engage with your mat. And following your breath, inhale, drop the gaze, lift the chest. For cow pose, drop the belly, and then exhale, round the spine, tuck your chin in for cat. Taking 2 more cat-cows at your own pace. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, and exhale, round the spine. One more. And coming to a neutral spine here. We're gonna come into a bird dog. So lift your left hand out, your right hand out first, as if you were shaking my hand. And you're gonna bring your toes of your left foot back to the back of your mat and lift up. Finding one long line of energy here. Awesome. Inhale, feel that pull to the sides of your room. And exhale, maybe you round the spine. Keep the core engaged. Draw elbow to knee. Inhale for length. And exhale, draw elbow to knee. Inhale for length. You're going to bring your hand down. Keep that leg lifted. You're going to bend at the knee as if you're making a footprint on the top of your room. Find that 90-degree angle. And then keeping that core engaged. Hips are both square down to the bottom to your mat. Making small pulses. Now you're going to bring that footprint closer to the ceiling. Feel the engagement of your hamstrings, your glutes. Keep that pulse going. So inhale, lift, exhale, lower to that 90 degrees. Keep going at your own pace. Feel that internal fire starting. Awesome. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that knee back down. And 1 round of cat-cow here. So inhale, drop the gaze, drop the belly, lift the gaze, and exhale, round the spine. Taking that on the opposite side. So now reaching your left hand out and bring that right foot back. As if you're making an imprint, flexing that foot on the back wall. Inhale, length. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, length. Dropping the hand back down, making sure those hips are still square. Bending that back leg, that lifted leg. And pulsing here again, at your own pace. Engaging that glute, that hamstring. Lengthening the quad. Awesome. Feeling that breath fire up a little bit more. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee back down. Take any more movements here. Maybe you sit back into a child's pose. Take any more movements that feel right. And when you're ready, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, and press back to downward facing dog. You can pedal out your feet here, lifting your toes, settling the heels. So things to be aware of in downward facing dog, taking the pressure out of your wrists. You want to lift the hips up and back. Thighs are engaged. I always like to bring my fingertips to the sides of my mat, make sure my hands are spread far apart. Okay, feet are hip width distance apart as well. And we're here for 2 more breaths. Deep inhale and deep exhale. Inhale, gaze forward, bend the knees, step to the front of your mat. Awesome. Hips come hip distance apart. We're gonna come into ragdoll, forward fold, find that bend in your knee. You can either keep your hands on your mat or on your shins, or you can bring, here, I'll face you for a moment, bring your palms to elbow and just let everything settle. Feeling that stretch. Should it feel uncomfortable? So if you're getting to that point, just back out a little bit. Awesome. Hands come back down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. So feel the spine lengthen, okay? Feel that flat back. Awesome. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep your hands all the way up. Come to standing, extended mountain. And exhale, hands through heart center. Take another moment to shut your eyes here. Maybe you set an intention for yourself to check in with someone you haven't talked to in a few days. To take more moments like this, to be kind to your body, to be kind to yourself. Or an intention to continue to focus on those things that we can control. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, plant your hands beside your feet on the outside and step all the way back to a high plank. So we're here, keeping that back flat, right? So you won't be up too high, you want to be sagging down. Keep that pelvic tilt. Awesome. Elbows tucked in, we're gonna come forward on your toes and lower. Knees can come down, but you're gonna lower all the way controlled to your mat. Awesome. Inhale, halfway lift. This is a gentle cobra, and we're gonna exhale, fold. Lower all the way to your mat. Feet can come to the side. We're gonna draw our hands on either side of our torso, palms face down. And then gaze is gonna come down to our mat. So our neck is neutral. We're gonna come into locust pose, Salamvasana. So inhale, we're gonna lift our hands, lift our chest. Maybe you lift your feet off the ground. If you lift your belly too, let me know afterwards. I wanna know how you did it. But inhale for length. And exhale, stay here. Continue breathing. And exhale, lower. Bringing opposite cheek to the mat. And come through one more locust. You can always bind your hands behind your back, or you can square out your knees, goalpost your hands, kind of like a skydiver pose. So inhale, come up once more. Chest, arms, knees, feet, continuing to breathe through this pose. One more deep inhale, and exhale, lower. Hands come underneath your shoulders. You can lift up through tabletop, or you can tuck your toes. Lift all the way up into a high plank. And exhale back to downward facing dog. How are we doing? Awesome. All right, we're gonna link breath to movement, but remember, you're linking your breath to your movements. All right, so inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain, lifting all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, hands come up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. straight spine. Exhale, we're gonna vinyasa to downward facing dog. So step back to a high plank. You can lower all the way, or this time lower halfway. Flip those feet, upward facing dog. Feel that beautiful back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome. So stay with me. We're just gonna lift one foot this time. So lift that back leg up. Great. And exhale, draw knee to nose. Okay. And inhale, lift that leg back. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, leg goes back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Little down dog abs. Inhale, back. This time, exhale, you're gonna draw your foot in, step it in between your hands. Awesome. Back knee comes down. We're gonna come into a low lunge here. Great. So find that lunge position that's right for you. Check in with where the knee is, over the ankle. You can untuck that back toe. Good. Maybe draw that foot back if you want a little bit more of a stretch in your left quad. Awesome. Draw the hands up. Settle the shoulders, settle the gaze. Beautiful. Now we're gonna bring tented hands to either side of that front leg. And you're gonna sit back on that left leg. You're gonna flex the right foot. Feeling that calf stretch, feeling the hamstring stretch. You want to, so you can stay tall here, right? You can even bring hands to hips, stay tall. Or you can fold forward over that right leg. So a lot of opportunities. This whole practice is about doing what your body's asking. Keeping that spine long, even as you fold forward. Awesome. Bringing those tented fingers back and rebending into that low lunge. Great. So you can stay here in the low lunge, come tall, or to add a little bit of a balance, you're gonna curl the toes under, lift that knee. Okay, either option works. Okay, do what right is right by you. You can stay here, or you can bring a twist into it. So you're gonna twist to your right, stay tall, or hook that left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Awesome. If you're having trouble with the balance here, make sure you're not on a tightrope. Make sure your right and left foot are on two different planes. Continue to breathe here. Always your anchor. Inhale, hands come on either side of that front foot. Using your core, okay? Become light on that back foot, step forward. Beautiful, love that. All right, coming into chair pose, everyone's favorite pose. Actually, no one's favorite pose, but we're gonna do it anyways. Keeping those toes together. I love to sit my hips back, my fingers on either side of my feet, lifting the hands just as my sit bones go back. All right, feeling the fire as I ground down through my legs. There's a grounding and a lifting at the same time. All right, chest is open. You can bring the hands wide or straight. One more deep inhale here and exhale, fold. Awesome. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to hips. You're gonna hinge all the way up to stand. Great. I'm gonna phase you here, but stay where you are. Okay, we're gonna come into tree. So first in mountain, okay, find grounding evenly in both feet. Draw hands to heart center. Beautiful. Locate a drishti, probably not the computer screen because you'll see some movement. So find a place in your room that's not moving. Continue to feel grounded a little bit more in that right foot. Feel the roots come down, become light in the left foot. You can bring options to come heel into your above your ankle, calf, or thigh. Keeping hips even, facing the front of the room. Hands can stay where they are. They can come to hips, or you can grow your branches. You can look outside, see the trees swaying. So know if you're swaying, and you're just a really good tree. Fully express here, drawing those hands back. And stay with me. You're gonna take that foot off of your standing leg and you're gonna step it back. So we were here before, this is crescent lunge, right? So we were here, that heel is lifted, okay? Bend in that front leg. Maybe you straighten that back leg for a little bit more of a stretch. Okay, hands can come up, settle the shoulders. Stay here for one breath. And exhale, open to warrior two. It's my favorite pose right now, right? Because just as the world is trying to take these things away from us, we assert our power here. Take up space on your mat. This is your warrior pose. Be there for yourself, be there for one another. Inhale, keeping the bend in that front leg, reverse your warrior. Okay, find that stretch in the right side body. We're gonna come into side angle. So you're gonna bring your forearm to that bent front knee, lifting that hand up. So many options here. So you can be here for strength, lifting that bottom hand as if you were serving a platter to somebody. You can take a half bind. You can add some flexibility, bringing hand to the mat. You can take a full bind. Any opportunity that your body is saying, go for, do it. Awesome. I see some of you guys at the top of the screen. You guys are awesome. Okay, so feel the strength in that front leg, using both. Scissor your legs together, using your core, lift back up to warrior two. Great. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, windmill your hands down to the mat. Surround, frame out that front foot. Step back to a high plank. All right, any vinyasa, or you can push straight back to downward facing dog. Okay, otherwise, be halfway lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you have some water, maybe you bring your knees down to the mat. Take some water, maybe you take a child's pose. Take some breaths in downward facing dog. We're gonna come into that on the other side. Come up and see you guys. How are we doing? Thumbs up? Yay. Good. All right, if you're ready to continue, let's meet back in downward facing dog. Do some down dog abs on the left side. So inhale, left foot up. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, sweep that leg back. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, back. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, back one more time. And exhale, draw that knee in, plant it between your hands. Untuck those toes, lower the back knee, low lunge. Beautiful. Find that low lunge where you feel that stretch, right quad. Awesome. Tented fingers. And come back onto that right leg, flexing the left foot. Now you can stay tall here, okay, or you can fold forward. Beautiful. Adding that extra stretch in the hamstring, keeping that foot flexed, get the calf stretch. And coming forward back into that low lunge. Okay, we're gonna take the twist. So your option is to stay here with your knee planted, or you can tuck the back toe, lift the knee, back knee off the ground. Okay, rise into that high lunge. Stay here or twist to the left side. You can hook the right elbow on the outside of that left knee or left thigh. Okay, another option too, this is familiar to a lot of us, can plant the hand and twist that way. Coming back up through center. Okay, hands come to surround the front foot, step forward. Coming into chair pose, so keeping those toes touching, heels a little bit apart. Inhale, hands go up, sit bones come back. Take a look at your mat. Can you see your feet? If you can't see your feet, get those sit bones back a little bit more, okay? Knees shouldn't be forward of the toes. Awesome, hands come through heart center, fold forward. Inhale to a flat back. Hands come to hips and we rise once more into mountain. Okay, so you know where we are now, right? We're gonna come into tree pose. This time we're rooting down through that left leg. Become light in that right leg. Not judging, just observing where you are. Maybe your balance looks different on the opposite side. All right, make sure your foot is not balanced on your knee. Don't just place that knee in anyway. Hands can stay to heart center. Grow your branches. Awesome. Just as you're in your tree, remember your teammates are right there with you. We're not together in the same room, but we're together. Remember. Inhale, bringing your hands back to heart center. Bringing that left foot, knee can come forward, but remember, you're gonna step back. Just step back into that crescent lunge. Okay? Heel is lifted. Hands can come up. And exhale, open to warrior two. Okay, I'm gonna come face you. Awesome. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle on this side. Okay, maybe you serve the platter. Maybe you take a half bind. Any opportunity here. All is going to use different efforts of flexibility, strength. If you're here, you don't want to dump into that lower leg, right? Still use your core, use those obliques. Awesome. Inhale, reverse your work. Awesome. Exhale, vinyasa through. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Okay, step back. You can always go high push-up, low push-up. Upward facing dog, shine that heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. So maybe come to your knees. You're gonna cross your feet. We're gonna meet in boat pose. Personal fave. So you come first, making sure you have a tall spine. Lift your feet off the ground. Maybe you bring your hands off the ground. Maybe you float your feet, extend. You can see me shaking. Maybe you're shaking. That means you're doing it right. Okay, engage the core, fully express here, and come down to a resting bridge pose. Back is flat on the mat, knees parallel, feet facing forward of your mat. Bring the shoulders underneath ever so slightly. So chest is open, and inhale. You can bind your hands under your back for bridge. Keeping that even plane, shoulders to hips to knees. Awesome. Start to feel pace of your breath settle. With intention here, slowly lower. Imagine vertebrae by vertebrae, upper, middle, lower back. Awesome. Take a knee knot pose. You're going to bring your knees together and toe heel your feet so that they're on the outsides of your mat. Start to bring that heart rate down a little bit more. Maybe you bring, just like the beginning of practice, one hand to your heart, one hand to your lungs. Bring those feet back together. Take a reclined half pigeon. You guys probably know it as figure 4. So you're going to bring that left leg up, cross that right ankle over your right thigh. You can draw your hands, bringing that foot up, that right leg up, relaxing everything about your head, neck, relaxing all the non-essential muscles. You can flex both feet to get that added stretch in the legs. Should feel good on the hip flexor. You can always extend that right leg up to the ceiling, get that footprint again. You can always take some ankle rolls here. And slowly release, bringing that left foot back to the ground. Taking figure 4 on the other side. Hug that left knee in. Maybe you extend that left leg, taking some movements of the ankle. If you go in one direction, make sure you take the other direction as well. Focusing on your muscles. You know, it's at this point that we think, wow, I'm really worried about everything there is to worry about for the last half an hour. Reminds us to be in these moments. Release, bring knees back to the ground. And take a spinal twist. So maybe you shift your hips over to the left side as you drop your knees to the right. You can always keep that leg extended, or you can bend it. Hands can come out to either side if you have room. Gaze can always go over to the left to add to that spinal twist. Use your core, come back up through center, shifting those hips to the right, dropping knees down to the left side, gaze out over the right side. Draw knees back up through center. And take any last pose here, maybe a happy baby. Maybe legs up the wall. You don't need a block for this, although a lot of studios will cue it, but obviously right now a lot of us maybe don't have it, so just propping your feet up to the ceiling. If you have a wall nearby, you can head there. This is an awesome pose to do for even like 5 or 10 minutes before you go to bed every night. One of those few poses where we reverse most of the actions that we take during the day, right? Especially as runners, as athletes, we're used to being on our feet a lot. Take a moment to reverse that. And any last movements before you take that final pose of rest? Especially as athletes, especially as students, as sons, daughters, we all need this last pose of rest. The only thing that is certain is change. But what's up to us is how we react to that change. Allow yourself to be here in this moment. Shavasana. Start to come back to the room. Taking small movements in fingers and toes. Maybe bring your hands overhead for a full body stretch before hugging those knees in for a hug. Dropping your knees over to your left or your right side. Wherever you've been the last week, mentally, physically, let this pose serve as you push yourself up. Just leave that behind. Commit yourself to being all about the choices that we still have, not the ones we don't. Lift yourself up. Find that tall spine. If it's part of your practice, draw your hands back to heart center. Remember that your teammates are all looking back at you in this moment. The light, the love, and the member of this community bows to that very same in every single one of you. Together we say, Namaste.